Okay, so hey guys, welcome back to another Axel 72 video, and in today's video I'm back with another entry, and I'm here with JP O'Meara. Hopefully I pronounced that right, mate. How are we?
Yeah, you're all good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm doing very well, thank you, mate. It's a pleasure to have you on today. Am I right in saying you're a lightweight who's 1-0?
Yeah, well, I'm a super feather, but I got matched at,
Okay.
so don't want any lightweight coming. So I'm super feather.
Yep, okay.
Super feather 1-0.
Yes, okay, brilliant. And so I'm going to start with the question which you always like to start off with. Why did you start boxing?
To be honest, it wasn't like I wanted to do boxing or nothing like that. I was a footballer, mad, like love football and everything. But my mum took me down to a boxing gym, so sort of I don't know if it was just to get energy off me because I was always a hyper kid and that. But yeah, went down there. My family, I've had my brother, my dad, my cousins box before as well, so it's in the family. But it weren't nothing to do with that. It was more just my mum taking me down and sort of took off from there really, and then sort of packed in football to pursue boxing.
Yeah, most definitely. It's a similar story to what you hear a lot of fighters have. They kind of use it as maybe an outlet for a lot of energy which they might have when they were young. And would you recommend that for any parents who maybe have them overly energetic children?
Yeah, well, definitely me. I've gone through so many sports. Like I've done tennis, golf. I still sort of play the sports now. Like I'm not just a kid who, or even now, I'm not just someone who does boxing. Like I love football. I play golf. I play tennis. Like I'm just sort of a sports person anyway. So yeah, I'd definitely recommend boxing anyway.
You're a jack of all trades, as they say.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to think so, but probably not as good as I am boxing.
Yeah, of course. And so, just to go right back to the very beginning, do you remember what happened in your very first amateur fight?
Yeah. Picture it clear as day to me. I boxed a good kid actually, Charles Franklin. He's pro now as well, but as an amateur, he was like the kid everyone knew about. Like I think he won most things as an amateur. So I boxed him for my first fight, lost, and I lost quite, like he beat me quite comfortably, and I just remember crying. But then, luckily, I had a fight the week after because obviously knocks your confidence. If I didn't have a fight the week after, would I have still boxed? I don't know, because obviously the confidence, like not so. But luckily, I had a fight the week after, boxed brilliant. But obviously, I knew I was good anyway, but boxed brilliant and won, and that's where I sort of got the buzz for it.
And I suppose from a young age, that kind of taught you how important that kind of mindset is for boxing, to have that confidence.
Yeah, definitely. Like the confidence it brought me. Like I'm a quiet kid. Like I'm still quiet kid now, but like I'm sort of confident doing stuff. Even just discipline. Like there's a lot of benefits with boxing. Obviously, other sports you do, but I think because it's an individual sport, you sort of got to rely on yourself. So the sacrifice, the discipline, like it all sort of relies on you.
Yeah, most definitely. And so from your whole kind of amateur experience, what would you say was your biggest achievement?
I'd definitely say boxing for my country. Obviously being English, boxing for England, so that was a bigger. But I got into Team GB, like another big achievement. So I done really well as an amateur. So yeah, I'll definitely say boxing for my country and getting on Team GB. Like I've done everything as an amateur, like everything possible. I went in, like ABA, schoolboys, junior, like whatever there was. I was always at that sort of level. So yeah, probably GB and boxing for England.
Most definitely. And I suppose turning pro with that much of an amateur background, do you feel like there maybe is that little bit of added kind of pressure on you?
people say there is pressure because you obviously got people watching. People expect sort of a good, like, expect something good from you. But I didn't feel the pressure. Like, on the debut, I thought I boxed a pretty mature performance, considering it was my debut. Like, the occasion can get to people, but I thought I boxed a mature performance and thought I boxed well.
You did indeed. And just kind of going into the professional game, what was the reasoning on why you turned pro when you did?
So obviously I was on GB at 57 kilo, which is featherweight, but it was sort of on GB. I started well, and then it was sort of on and off. Where I had an operation on my hand where I've had a problem that sort of set me back a bit, and then there was a few like politics where, as the Russian thing was going on, people were boycotting because they were in the tournament, so we weren't allowed to go to tournaments. And then it come to a point I couldn't make 57 kilo no more. And the next weight above is 63.5, so they've done away with 60 kilo, which is lightweight, which is a bit mad, but that's boxing. So couldn't make 57 kilo no more, so the next step is obviously turning pro.
Indeed it is. And like you said in prior answer, you seemed relatively happy with your debut performance. Do you feel like that was kind of, you showed what you wanted to show?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I had about 18, since I last boxed, it was about 18 months. So it was a pretty long time. So there was sort of in the back of my head being like a bit mad. I sort of half questioning myself, like, do I still have it, sort of thing. Obviously, I've sparred and trained like as best as I can, so I knew I could. But it was obviously, you always have that little doubt where, but yeah, the debut, I don't think it could have went any better performance wise. And obviously, everyone says enjoy your debut, soak it all in. I always sort of like questioned it because I thought it's just another fight, but I'm still sort of on a high now. Like, I watch videos that people have sent me, or just videos of the night, and I'm still watching them over and over again, and it still puts a smile on my face.
No, it's brilliant. I'm sure it's going to last with you for the rest of your career. Your debut always does. And so I suppose going into that fight, in the kind of build up when you're kind of backstage waiting to go, and you said you had them maybe demons to an extent that you wanted to answer, and did you maybe suffer, or have you really suffered much with nerves?
Yeah, I think nerves ain't a bad thing. Like, I think if you're not nervous, there's something wrong, because you're obviously, I feel like if you're not nervous, you don't care. So I think nervous obviously keeps you sharp, switched on. So yeah, obviously I get nervous. I still get nervous now. Every fight I get nervous, but it's just the way you obviously control it and how you deal with it.
Yeah, most definitely. And I mean, for your debut, boxed at York Hall, and of course it's a very well renowned in England as a venue. And what do you make of it? Do you like fighting there?
Yeah, no, it was a really good venue. I managed to sell quite a few tickets, so I think it was like 350.
Wow.
Or 300, between 340 to 350. So in the York Hall, the atmosphere was like, it was unbelievable. So that's obviously why I'm sort of happy with the performance as well, because I had so many people there. I could have rushed my work, but I thought I boxed a pretty mature performance, like I said.
Most definitely. And I mean, going to prior answers of yours, you kind of said that you've had little difficulties so far in your career. Like you said, you had quite a while out before your pro debut. And what is that kind of motivation for you when them days where, but like you said, there was most definitely probably days there where you wasn't sure if you're going to be even boxing then again?
Yeah. It's of course it's a tough time. Like, I went through a few tough times like throughout my career, but that was probably definitely the hardest point, because all of that happened, and then I thought fresh start, professional debut, which was meant to be September the 2nd, and I've weighed in, we've both weighed in, and then the boys pulled out. So my actual debut was meant to be in September, so it was like another setback. So it was like it was hard to sort of not get motivated, but it was like another like deflated sort of thing where it's like, but I've sort of got a strong mindset. I know where I want to be, so back in the gym and back to work, and obviously now I couldn't be happier. So it sort of pits and dark days sort of aside, but I know there's going to be more. There's going to be other upsets in the career. That's what it's about. But it's obviously how you bounce back and how you continue.
Yeah, indeed. And just to kind of speak about this upcoming fight you've got coming up, it's on a big card. It's November 10th. And first of all, how's preparations been going for it?
Yeah. Like, to be honest, obviously I boxed only last week, so I was back in the gym punching on Wednesday. So I only had a couple of days off, which I like anyway. I like to stay active. But yeah, got 3 weeks now, so back to the hard work tomorrow. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, it's on a big stage, being on Harlem Eubanks homecoming at Brighton. So hoping to put on a big performance and bringing another big crowd down.
Of course, and as this kind of is your first big experience on a big card, are you wanting to, like you say, prove a point, make a statement?
Yeah, definitely. Like I don't feel like I need to prove it to anyone, because I know how good I am, and I know the time will come. But box how I box, and I think that proves how good I am, because I know how good I am. It's just a matter of time before everyone else sees it.
And I mean, fighting on a Wasserman card, it's a kind of free TV card, it's on Channel 5, and is it nice to have your fights on free-to-air TV so any of your fans that possibly can't make it to Brighton can still watch it for free?
Yeah, definitely. Like, obviously you get how many people will be tuning in, so you also get the new people start finding out about you, and obviously the people that can't make it can still support you.
Yeah, no, it's great. And so for yourself as a fighter, what would you say makes yourself interesting as a fighter?
I don't know. I'm just sort of a genuine person. That's what I think what people like about me. I'm not the person who hits on an act or does stupid things. Like, I'm just another normal bloke, really, and that's why I think I do get a lot of backing and good support, because I'm a normal person who just wants to sort of pursue their dreams.
No, it's a great mindset. And I suppose for the future, for these dreams, of course you don't want to overlook anything, but what are these dreams, these aspirations of yours?
Yeah, well, obviously the main goal, I'm going right to the top, like world champion, but obviously we've got to take one step at a time, so there's obviously levels to that, so there's only a matter of time before I'm there, but obviously world champion's the main goal.
Good to hear. And so I mean, so far, early parts of everybody's career, they want to be as active as possible, and are you happy with how active you've been so far?
Yeah, definitely. Like, obviously only boxed last week. I've got another fight early November, and hoping to be out maybe in December, so if I can go 3-0 before Christmas, I'll be well happy with that. But even 2-0, I'll still be happy with it. That's the one thing I've sort of been missing in my career lately, just because of the layoff and everything. So as long as I stay active, I think I'll be onto some good things.
Most definitely. And this question, I think I know the answer to it, but if there could be a dream venue of yours to headline, what would that be?
Yeah, well, I think everyone knows the answer to that. I'm a big West Ham fan, so definitely a world title at the Olympic Stadium. Because I had sort of a little thing of, like, when I was boxing last week, I heard it a few times, but I heard bubbles from all the fans, because I've got obviously a good following and quite a few from West Ham, so it sort of excited me. And then when I've looked back on videos, I think, imagine if that was at the Olympics Park, so definitely at the West Ham's ground.
No, it's amazing, and you see a lot of events now being at these kind of football grounds, and they seem to sell really well. And do you feel like that atmosphere would just kind of be electric in there for you?
Yeah, most definitely. Like, I feel like West Ham as well, that they get behind their fighters. So hopefully a few more West Ham start following me and we have a big crowd.
Indeed, and I mean, you were playing just as we were recording this. Oh, you weren't winning. I think it was 3-1 down when I last saw it.
I was watching it, and then we went 2-0 down. So I turned it off, and then obviously I'm on the Zoom with you, and I checked, and it was 3-1. So it's not looking good at the minute.
Not the best at the moment. But what have you made so far the kind of start to the season from them?
Yeah, I think obviously having such a high last season, winning the Conference League and everything. Obviously in the league we wasn't, but we still come away with a trophy. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with the signings we made also, and obviously I think David Moyes is a top manager. So I think as long as we stick with him and everything, I think we'll do well.
Indeed, and that's brilliant, mate. Well, I'll leave with this final question, which I always like to ask. You got a little bit of a platform on here. Is there anything you'd like to shout out?
Yeah, like obviously I know everyone does it, but without them, I don't think anything would be possible. Is the sponsors that I have, so Bots Clever Sports, Elam Roofing, and West London Boxing Academy. Without them, like I wouldn't be able to train full time. I'd still have to work, but luckily they sort of support me that way.
No, of course, I know how important sponsors are, mate, and well, thank you very much for doing this. I really appreciate it, mate, and best of luck, of course, with your upcoming fight, and maybe a little bit further along down the line we can come and have another chat.
Yeah, definitely. Top man, mate.